Oh yeah, it's supposed.
Aw,
Okay, there we go.
Oh.
Oh, that's fancy.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm not seeing it. What are
Ah.
you seeing?
Can you see it on stream? The new setup?
It's starting.
Oh man, very
You've got some
fancy.
delay then.
You might be delayed.
That's excellent.
Top tier
I'm
overlay.
facing the wrong direction. Let me flip my camera so I can face the way that the other people are facing. I feel like I'm just like it's like staring off into the corner. It's very sad.
You're looking over at the dungeon master, the only one paying attention.
Yeah, I'm turned away from you, just like no, I'm not listening. This is great.
Oh, and now I'm green.
Okay, so I'm just checking levels before we actually start the session. If anyone can let me know how that's sounding or if I need to turn things up and down.
I see it.
I'm so green and I'm frozen.
Hey, Cactus, your camera's frozen.
Your camera's wrestled.
Cactus is like the only one whose camera can drop without it wrecking the entire layout. If anyone else turns the camera off, you're all going to move around.
I'm gonna leave the call for just a second so I can actually listen to the stream for the volumes.
And now we're going to see how the layout breaks when.
All right.
And there we go. Layout is broken, guys.
Yes.
Aww. I'm late,
Oh.
so I can't see
This is what happens when someone leaves this.
Oh no.
Oh, but now everyone's in the wrong position. I'm Capo now. And
I'm Capo.
M's apparently in charge.
Oh, sorry.
Well, what are we doing today then? Oh, it's gonna go.
Oh, there's too many sounds. The stream needs to be quiet. It sounds good though. The stream sounds good.
Yeah, so the background noise isn't too loud and you can hear everybody, right?
Yeah, nice and clear.
I mean, chat can let us know.
Oh, it's because my camera's not on. Sorry.
Cactus is still in the right place.
Yeah,
It's the only one.
it's because with everyone else's camera on and things going in alphabetical order and everyone's got character names, Cactus is the only one that can drop without it messing with the...
Oh.
I got a message from
Lucky
my mom
one.
saying you're hosting someone else. I was like, yeah, I'm sorry. Trying to fix it.
I got
Am I
actual...
the right
I
direction
actually
now?
have dice with me today as well, so I can do some actual rolling. Ain't that fancy?
Okay, now I'm facing away from the DM like everyone else. I feel cool. Again.
All right, nice.
Ah,
This looks
an
wrong.
accurate
This image looks
representation.
wrong.
Oh no. Oh,
Alright.
that's when
Bollocks.
someone left. Sorry, I'm just late. I'm not gonna watch the scene.
Yeah, don't worry about the stream. At least it's operational, and I'll keep an eye on chat. Hello, chat. Welcome, however many people have joined us now for session 4 of the Ebon Death, a 5th edition D&D homebrew campaign. If you want to use, I think someone's already used it in chat, but it's !players, and that will show the names of the characters, their race and class, and also the username of the person playing them. But also, this week we actually have them on screen so you can easily tell who is who. If you forget who we're talking about when we mention character names. And also, I've been waiting all damn week to do this. But there's also a special hidden command. Which is right there.
Fuck off. Immediately fuck off.
And we have set the tone for the evening.
Savage.
But there is a proper D20 in there, so chat can roll as well. Right, so who wants to give me a report on the last session? Who remembers what you actually did last week?
Great.
Totally,
Shopping.
totally not
Shopping
reading.
and
the
robbery?
report.
Something like that?
Well, shopping and attempted robbery.
No, we actually robbed an old person.
Why
Well, M
was-
robbed an old person.
Oh yeah, no, M robbed no person. We didn't. But
We had no idea. We tried to stop her, but she was like, "I hate old people," and this person personally offends me, so I'm gonna steal their book.
It was a good book.
That
and
sounds
then I
about right,
sold
yeah.
it.
Does anyone remember what the
I
actual story is? Or just your personal exploits?
we got told off about the runes and the finger painting.
There was a second
And then some boom boom happened.
Boom boom, indeed.
That's
Crazy.
correct.
Yeah.
West of where we were.
phrasing, please.
Normally, I would give people in the party that remembered what's going on inspiration, but at this point, I think you all have it. But if you don't have it, I feel like I'll just be nice at the start of the session. You all have inspiration,
Yay.
so
Thank you.
bear that in mind. So,
Can I do something just to start?
Go on.
I've done something last week that I'm not very happy about.
Confessions of an Eladrin.
Sorry. So I'd like to give Bunny Boss's Bucky back. So I promised.
Okay, so Fanny Boss now has Bucky again.
Can I
Sorry.
immediately attempt to steal Bucky?
Maybe. This
Like-
the
There's like an explosion and fire and shit over there. Like,
Yeah, but
we're
that's
concerned about a
Yes,
bucket.
but buckets.
I promised. I was feeling bad about it.
Okay.
I need my like my annual spoon. While these guys are fighting over Bucky, can I run into the Arcana shop and go grab a ladle?
Yeah, we talked about that between sessions. So the Bucky passed hands between sessions, and you managed to get that spoon between sessions because we're gonna do the opening now of session 4, and so we have our Pathfinders who are tasked by the extremely how would you describe John Dondegod at this point?
Extravagant.
Mad lad.
I like all of
Super
those.
happy.
Currently glazed.
Currently glazed. So John Dondegod, the legendary barbarian, has hired you as his pathfinders in search of of more hints and clues because they believe some sort of prophecy, and John is something of a glory addict, and so he's hoping that you will lead him to further glory. You made your way to the western continent of Edis, as people can see on the map. The western continent's name is Thulaid, I think I've named it. And you guys landed on the beach, you travelled north, you went to Stumpleton, and you went to Great Stumpleton, where last week, our entire session, you guys spent your time shopping, getting supplies, getting a little bit of exposition from everyone's favourite wizard, Vitas Solani? Yeah, that's his name. Sorry, I've got so many things in my head, I keep getting smaller names. And you guys went to the tavern, you got some stuff from Vitas, you learned about the runes, and as you were finishing off not pulling a potion heist, the day continued on, and the night drew in, and just as you guys were thinking it was a nice, happy, free day, suddenly an explosive thud is heard rumbling throughout the sky and through the ground, coming from the west of Great Stumpleton. And as you turn along with the other other city folk in Great Stumpleton to look at what's going on, you see a rising plume of smoke to the distance in the west. And that is where we ended last week's session. So you guys are all together, presumably in like the high street and market area somewhere, as you never explicitly went back to the tavern. And that's where we're going to begin. So it's up to you guys to decide what you want to do next.
All right. Well, we heard a giant explosion. I mean, like, so did you say it's to the west of the place?
Yes, to the east of Great Stumpleton there is ocean.
Okay. So what do you guys want to do? Because we kind of we did our shopping, but I don't know if it's a good idea to continue our shopping trip. I'd like to go and investigate at some point. What are you guys thinking?
Let's go hit some
Should
shit.
probably go.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
we can go straight there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do this thing.
Okay, so as you guys head to the gates of Great Stumpleton, as you get closer to the gates, you can see that there's more and more hustling guard activity as they begin to run in a concerted effort to also do their own investigation, and panicking. A few you can hear mumbling and muttering about damned adventurers, and the captain of the guard sees that you guys are running towards the gate, and he gives you a stern look and beckons you over towards him. And as you approach him, he says, "Right, adventurers, since you're here, grab these horses. It'll take you at least an hour to get to where that smoke's coming from."
Say thank you very much and take the goddamn horses. Hell yeah.
So as you guys saddle up, like a contingent of the guards also saddle up with you and begin to ride out towards the west, getting closer to where the smoke is rising. As you can see on the map, that means you're now headed from Great Stumpleton almost directly towards Lake Angor, which is taking you a bit deeper now into the continent, and you can see the trees are beginning to become thicker as you take the main road, and then you have to veer off of the main road and into the thicker forested areas around the lake in order to get closer. When you start reaching the tree line, you have to dismount. The horses are not going to make it through some of this terrain. It's probably going to be easier to travel on foot. And so the guards begin to dismount their horses. The captain of the guard with you as well, having left a fairly sizable contingent guarding the main gate of Great Stumpleton, and they all in unison look to you for guidance.
Well,
Okay.
let's attach the horses somewhere first of all, and maybe leave someone with them, the guards, to make sure that we don't. Well, that we can come back on them. And then I suggest we just make our way into the forest. No point standing around waiting for things to happen.
How many guards are there?
There are 4 guards with you and the captain of the guard as well.
Okay. Can we leave? Can we take 2? Can we maybe talk to the captain's guard and ask him whether we can take 2 of his men with us?
The captain of the guard, he looks at you as a party, and you can see he looks somewhat ashamed and sullen, and he says to you, I'm not sure any of these lads are up to following you in there. That doesn't look like a good situation to me. And he looks to the other guards. You can tell just from a quick glance that none of them have ever really done any real training or fought a day in their life. They're very, very much desk guards, if you will.
Okay. Well, look after the horses, I guess, and just make sure they don't run away. Can you handle that?
So he nods, and one of the guards hands you guys some extra torches. He doesn't know if you have any, so yeah, they're already lit at this point, and the forest is looking mighty dark.
All right. Let's do this then. Is everyone ready to go?
What time of day is it?
It is late evening, about 9-10 p.m.
Okay, nothing like some nighttime to spice things up then.
Exactly.
Well,
Alright.
let's take our torches and start
Let's go.
making our way inwards into the forest.
All right, so as you guys begin to head now into the forest, you feel the woods pushing in on you. Very, very cautiously, you have to step forward and make your way through difficult terrain. There's not a lot to see as you push forward. It's very thick with flora, and it's difficult at points to even see the ground. Like you tend to sink in below fern, like leaves and whatnot on the ground. But as you approach the smoke, you can hear chanting in the distance, and you eventually begin to crest a ridge, and you can just tell from a distance. You've got enough time before anyone sees you that you're approaching something of a very similar crater that you're probably already quite familiar with.
Can I run a perception check? Or would that be not useful?
Not just yet. Sorry, I was changing the music. I lost my flow there. So now that you guys are there, so you're cresting this crater edge, one that you're very familiar with after the investigation and experimentation with a certain other obelisk. But this time, as you rise the crest and just peek over to get a view of what's down there, you see another obelisk, almost identical to the one that you had encountered after your first night on this continent. And looking down towards the obelisk, it is currently surrounded by no less than 6 what you assume to be cultists. They are wearing dark, almost pitch black robes that seem as if they almost absorb the light, with their hoods completely up and covering their faces. They are spread equidistant around the obelisk, arms held aloft towards the obelisk as they chant. You can't quite make out the words, but there's definitely a rhythm to the way that they're chanting. They haven't seen you yet. The fires, by the way, sorry, I forgot about the fires are pretty much encircling the entire crater, not above the edge, so you're still fine where you are at that crest, but there is almost a wall of fire separating you from the cultists. But you can see that it begins to dance and ebb, and there are definitely moments where you could pass through unharmed, but it's a very unnatural fire that's burning.
Okay, so what do you guys want to do? My first instinct is obviously I don't think these guys are ones to talk, but it might be worth a try. Sorry, Cap.
I don't know how penetratable the fire is in different spaces or places, but I think if we could get around them, or even just get spread out a bit around the edge of a circle, we could get an advantageous situation, even if someone does go in and attempt to talk. If that doesn't work out, we still will have we'll have them surrounded, at least to some degree.
I have a feeling because of the experimentation that we did last time, if they're praising this, the fact that I reacted positively to this thing may mean they may talk to me. They might not. They might just kill me. But I think it's worth a try because we have no idea what the hell we've done with the last one. And it might be worth trying to get some information. I don't know. Washarid, can you fly over at all? Potentially.
Yeah, sure. Can I fly up and scout?
Yep, you definitely could fly up and scout. You would also have to make... Actually, how high do you want to fly above this situation?
How high is the fire?
The fire is about only 5 foot tall or so, but you can tell that it's like dancing and rising in a pattern around the edge. There's also gaps that form that some are larger, some are smaller. It seems almost random at first glance, the way that the fire is moving.
15 feet above the fire.
All right. If you're gonna fly above them, I'm gonna need you to make a stealth check as well. Okay, you're good. Somehow you're managing to fly quite stealthily above the. So, yeah, as you do your flyover very quietly and hover over the cultists, you still can't get a good look at their faces. The hoods, especially from this angle above, are concealing any potential feature that would give away sort of race or gender. You can kind of get between both Sharid in the air and the rest of the party on the ridge. You can make out that they look as if they could be human-sized. They definitely wouldn't be something like a Goliath. You definitely don't think it would be an orc. They'd be fairly short for orcs at this point. But that could also mean anything between humans and elves, I suppose, or any similar-sized race. The obelisk itself begins to make a very, very low sound, and it begins to resonate as you're flying above it.
Are the runes the same as the ones from the previous obelisk?
From here, you can't tell.
Okay. I'll fly back and let them know.
You can definitely tell that there are runes, and some of them are lit up, but you can't tell what the runes themselves actually denote.
Okay.
So what did you
I
find
fly
out?
back and let them know. It looks like the cultists are just standard looking people. They look pretty normal, human sized. Other than that, I can't see much. But some of the things are glowing, and I can hear a low humming noise. It looks like things are starting to activate. We should probably hurry.
Yeah. Right. If we're gonna rush through this, it might be a good idea. With the wall of fire, would arrows be able to be shot through it?
It looks like
don't
there's
really know.
spaces.
You could, yeah, you could fire through those gaps, but you don't really none of the party would know immediately if firing through the fire would do anything. You know that this is most certainly not natural fire.
Okay. Do you guys maybe want to maybe we could go into separate groups? Maybe have a second group. Some are entering somewhere else. Maybe more stealthy group. Maybe led by M. And then if two guys come with me, and I'll try and talk to them with the initial plan, and maybe trying to get some information. And if anything goes wrong, obviously, I don't know I'm going to be able to hit anything, but if someone can help
Why
me
don't
out.
we have M go with you? Maybe they would be uncomfortable talking with other people, and M could hide behind you and pretend like she's not there, and the rest of us go on the other sides.
That works.
Okay.
Would that work? I'm not that small. Like, I'm not big, but I'm not that small that I can.
You could maybe go in after me and then stealth around some sort of edge. Maybe it isn't so it's in a pair, but not behind me.
Is there anything that where I can cover myself inside the fire circle or not?
If as you look at it, you can't really see any areas within the circle of fire that aren't illuminated. It would it would be very difficult, if not near impossible, to hide stealthily once you're within that circle of flame.
Behind Gerda.
Alternatively,
Possibly.
we lure them out. Alternatively, Gersha, you get in, try to talk to them. If it doesn't work, you turn around, make your way out.
That's fine.
M could be hiding in the bushes. We will be around. Or we could be around that area as well. They use that to gain the upper hand on them, as this, could be considered their home territory, if they are in fact cultists.
Yeah, I mean, if they're cultists, we have no idea how strong they are as well, so it might be a good idea to lay a trap rather than walk into one. We have no idea how much control they have over that fire. So that's actually a much better plan. Yeah, I guess if anyone else has anything else to add, if not, I'll walk into the fire, find out what's going on. But before I do, does anybody have? Because I know M, you've got crossbows.
I have a crossbow.
You have a crossbow. Does anyone else
I have
need a range?
darts.
You have darts. Solgra, do you want to borrow my bow?
I'll have a go.
All right. Can I give Solgra my longbow, arrow, and quivers?
Yep. So that means you've got to add it to your character sheet now, if you want to be able to use that.
Okay. Yeah. I'll take them back after the fight. So, just tell me how many arrows you've used, and I can just take them off
How
the
many
sheet.
arrows are you giving me?
All of them, so 40. Quiver.
Could I borrow some crossbow bolts? I stole a crossbow, but I don't have any bolts.
You stole a crossbow.
Oh, from the guy who shot Capo in the face.
Oh yeah, that was ages ago. Yeah. Are my hand crossbow bolts good for the big?
Yes.
crossbows?
Yeah. They're interchangeable.
Okay, I shall give you some.
And I think you have an absurd amount on you as well at this point of crossbow bolts.
I have like 100.
Yeah.
Jesus.
No, I think you have like 100, don't you? Yeah. Like that's like half a coffee table.
They grab like 10 or 20.
Yeah, sure. Get 20. I
Perfect.
don't know where to find them in my thing.
Equipment. And then
Equip- Oh. Oh, they were in there.
okie dokie.
Is that us all set then?
Yeah, I think
Should
so.
we roll to hide, or can we just assume positions? as
I
we're
think-
in combat?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I guess up to Briggy.
Yeah, you guys can take it as you want. I'm just waiting for you to finish up deciding all the things you want to do.
Okay, so just to recap, Shari's just taken 20 bolts from them.
I have 80 left.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've given all of my equipment on loan to Solgra, so I've kept it in my character sheet, just keep things simple for later, after the fight. Unless if you want me to remove them, I'm happy to. But yeah, it's just, and then just Solgra, just let me know how many arrows you use, so I can just take them off afterwards. So can they set up on the ridge in stealth, so out of sight of anybody?
Yeah, you guys can quite happily move around the ridge undetected without any need for any sort of stealth checks. The cultists, as of right now, as you continue to discuss and plan, are focused very heavily on the obelisk, and the circle of fire continues to dance and move around. But as long as you don't pass through that fire, you can kind of stay on the lower sides of the ridge all the way around and not be immediately spotted.
Okay.
Well, if we all stay close enough to one entrance of it, though, that way if Gersha has to retreat, he can come through there, and we'll actually have, we'll have several people to meet whoever comes through there then, rather than spreading out too much.
Yeah, if I stay wherever you make your way back with,
Maybe the
Hey,
people that have
attack.
projectiles take some distance, and the people that are more up close,
yeah.
armed, stay more up close. And
So
hides
Gertrude,
in the bushes.
Caporius and Fannibus stay closer, and we guys with long range stay a bit behind.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'll make a move. I'll walk towards the fire.
Okay, explain how you're doing this. What are you attempting to do now?
I'm gonna walk up carefully to the fire and roll a perception check as to see if there's any patterns or anything with the gaps.
I don't think you need to do a perception check for that. You'll notice that if you spend a short amount of time sort of staring at the dancing fire, you kind of begin to make out patterns. There's still a chance that you might end up misjudging if you attempted to walk directly through it, but you've got a much better chance of maybe figuring out when to step through. Rather than rolling off the character sheet, I'll have you roll just a straight up d20 roll for me to determine how successful you are at passing through the fire.
Nine.
Right, so as you attempt to step through the fire, you mildly misjudge the opening in the flames as you attempt to step down and through. As you step through and the fire touches you, you notice, first thing, it's giving off no heat. It doesn't burn you in any way, shape, or form. But as you actually cross the threshold of the circle of fire, the fire extinguishes almost immediately around the entire edge of the pit. And another flame begins to burn atop the obelisk as the obelisk begins to resonate, much like you saw the first time, as it levitates quickly, then drops itself with a huge thud to the ground, which sort of echoes out throughout this part of the forest. As this happens, the cultists, all in unison, turn to you, and one of them begins shouting and pointing at Gershaw in a language that none of you have ever heard before and can't fully make out. And the cultists begin to book it completely in the opposite direction, apart from one, which you've noticed now that you're a little bit closer. Just the hemming on his robes seems to be made of a slightly brighter material. You can't quite make out what material it is, but it gives him something of a distinction amongst the other robes. You think this may be whoever's possibly running the show at this particular situation here. And as the cultists begin to run away from you, the main cultist begins to summon a creature. In a blink of an eye, the flames that were erupting above the obelisk, out pours a large beast as the cultists vanish. Now, roll for initiative.
Fuck. God damn it.
Everyone or just Gacha?
Everyone, roll for initiative.
Oh.
Wait, how does it work?
21.
It's like init something?
Oh yeah, I need to do init begin, don't I? Sorry, I was too busy rolling actual dice for my guys.
Can I keep my 21 roll or no?
Yeah, no, because it'll not get into the table. Actually, no, we can do it this way. Just roll a d20 and add your modifier, and I'll write them all down.
Oh, because the battle hasn't started yet.
No, it's not started yet. So,
Forgot about that.
get shot 21. It'll be your initiative on your character sheet.
Oh, okay.
Capo 13. Shreed 17. M13.
Oh shit.
Solgar 4. Solgar 6. And Fanny was 4. And that's everybody, and that's all 6. Yep. Okay. Alright, so now we are in combat. So, right, I've got the initiative table up. Okay, so pouring out of this flame above the obelisk is a large, demonic-looking creature. It stands nearly 10 feet tall when it finally rears itself up. It looks very orcish, but also demonic. I'm not sure if any of you have ever seen one of these before. Actually, roll a history check, maybe? Yeah, everyone roll history for me. And that also gives me a chance to show you guys the creature.
I have 0 history. Should I just roll d20 then?
Yeah, just roll d20.
Where's history?
There
we go. Never mind, found it.
So the creature suddenly standing before you.
Oh,
Oh boy.
Oh, fun.
ugly. Don't like it.
So everyone that rolled above a 10 on your history check will, to a certain degree, remember possibly hearing tales of a creature known as a Tanaruk, which some of you will know to be a subspecies, a demonic subspecies of orc, something of a blend between orcs and demons. Very big, very nasty, and all around scary dudes. So as the Tanaruk bursts forth from the flame, as the cultist summons it, it lumbers to the ground and spins on its heels, immediately clutching the cultist in its hands, and then grabbing him and ripping the body in half. As gore and viscera spill across the floor and around the obelisk, it begins to paint itself with the blood of the cultist before turning back to Gershaw. And it lifts its broadsword, its greatsword up high above its head and snarls at you. Gershaw, your turn.
Well, looks like we're not getting information out of this guy anymore. So, yeah. I think I'm gonna step back a little bit, you know. I'm out of range still, so I hope I'm out of range still. So what I'm gonna do is, do I need to equip darts to throw them?
Yes. If you didn't already have them ready. Did you have them ready when you walked into the fire?
No, I didn't.
No, then you will need to... Well, that's just your interaction, though, so you can...
Nah, I don't think it's worth it. Right. I'm going to use both my actions to step back towards the party and to ready myself, but in a place where the orc is only going to... Oh, sorry, the Tanuk is only going to see me.
Okay. Is that all you want to do for your turn?
If there's any way for me to block or get ready, I'd like to do that.
You can ready yourself, and then if you were to be attacked, it would give you a... Well, it just means if then the Tanaruk comes towards you, you'll get an attack of opportunity against him.
Okay, I ready myself in stance.
Okay. In fighting stance. And that brings us down to Sharid. Your turn next.
Can I see this thing through the fire, or is the fire...
The fire was completely extinguished as Gershaw stepped
Okay.
into the ring of fire.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot it with a crossbow and then put it away.
Alright. So, roll to hit.
I'm not sure what my hit die is for this.
Have you equipped it in your character
what do I
sheet?
hit? Yes.
Because it'll tell you, it'll be just the plus modifier in front of the crossbow. Assuming it's plus anything.
It doesn't say anything, but
Oh,
I
if
think
you
with
equip
it.
crossbow. You equip
Yeah, I do have it.
Let me...
you check your actions, and then it will tell you in your actions.
Oh, in my actions, great. That's it.
I've ended up loading D&D Beyond anyway, so sorry, internet connection.
Oh, +5. That's it. Yeah.
Okay, so it's D20 plus 5 to hit. I didn't need to load D&D Beyond after all. Okay, so that's an 8. Okay. At least it wasn't the forbidden number. Unfortunately, your crossbow bolt soars through the air. A little off target. It sort of hits the Tanaruk in the shoulder, but it just kind of bounces off. It doesn't really seem to do anything to him. But he does snarl in your general direction. Is there anything else you want to do with your turn?
Nope, that's it.
Cool, and so I'm just dropping the volume on my machine a bit because I realize it's quite loud. Sorry, chat. Right, so that's Shireen. That brings us down to Capo.
Okay. I'm assuming we're also kind of in a small semicircle-ish around where the beast is coming in our direction, since Gersha rather retreated.
Yeah, you guys are all still in the same position as you were in as Charles stepped through the flame. This has all happened in the space of about 20 seconds at most.
Okay. I start making my way out around the circle, whichever side I'm standing on. Let's say left. Following about the circumference of the circle, shouting at the beast while I do so, taking my tiny axe out. Is there any way I can hit it? Struggling a bit with the distance. Is there any way I can hit it while I'm doing that? I'm assuming that's too far away.
Yeah, you could probably dash at him, which will use that's like a 2-action thing. That'll use up both your movement and your action to move double speed. At which point you'd just kind of be stood in front of it with nothing to do.
Yeah.
So maybe not the best
I
tactical
will
idea.
what I do then and trying to get its attention up to the side where the party is located.
Right.
And in doing so, I will, if I'm still allowed, use a bonus action to spend 1 key to do a patient defense and prepare myself for
Yep, you can do that.
imminent pain. Let me mark that as 1 key.
Sorry, what does that ability do again? The defense?
Yeah, so it's... You can spend 1 key to take a dodge action as a bonus action on your turn, on your coming turn then.
Smart, cool. I like that's good. Right, so that brings us to M.
Has the thing seen me?
No, it has not.
Crossbows.
Probably a good plan.
Yes. So,
They're going to roll almost the same as your daggers, to be fair. So it'll still be the same to hit modifier, and you'll still roll your sneak attack the same way as well.
roll 20.
I believe it's +5 for your double crossbows.
Plus 5 for the modifier. For
Yeah.
the hit. Aww.
Which, unfortunately, is not going to do it. Again, unless you want to spend your inspiration to re-roll that. I gave everyone has inspiration from the start of this game.
Okay. Can I do that again?
Yep, you can go for a re-roll if you want to spend it there.
15.
That will hit.
You have 2 crossbows though, don't you? Don't you attack twice?
I do at the same time.
It's the same way that the dual daggers work for the rogue. So it'll be rolling damage twice, but not rolling. Actually, does it? Is it rolling hit twice? Damn, I should have copied more of your character sheets down than I did before. I've copied a bunch of information down from you guys into a notebook, so I didn't have to do this, and it's just information I don't need. Perfect. Let me check. I think this is part of 2-weapon fighting, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, yeah, it probably is rolled separately, and I've been treating this a bit too OP. So yeah, if you want to roll for the second one, you can roll damage at the same time. Makes it easier.
So I'm rolling to hit again.
Yeah, with the second crossbow bolt.
Okay. Even. I like it.
Yep, that's fine. They're both going to hit. So roll damage on this guy for me.
Do I roll them together?
Yeah, so that's going to be all your damage plus your sneak attack. So 2d6 plus 6.
Plus 6.
And then another d6.
Just D6 is
Yeah,
the second one.
yeah, just d6 for your sneak attack. 16 damage in total. That's not bad, but I know you're capable of significantly more damage.
I know.
Right. So 16 damage. Actually, to be fair, that's not bad. Okay, so you shoot the crossbows simultaneously at the Tanaruk, which is a very scary, very large target. So
Am I on the same side as Capo?
yeah, you guys are all in a group formation, right?
But he walked a bit away. But am I around that area?
You're in a general area. He's only walked as far away from you around the edge as 6 seconds could get him around the edge.
Can I hit the thing in the eyes?
Yeah, if you want to say its eyes, it's not really going to blind him though. But it has done damage. The crossbow bolts have hit him, but not enough to really stagger him too badly. He's looking angry, and he turns and sort of roars at the darkness in the general direction of where the bolts came from, but he doesn't see you.
Okay. Can I use my end of turn action to reload the daggers, the crossbows?
How are we looking at this working? So you could reload one at the end of this turn using your bonus action, and then reload the other one at the start of your next turn using your interaction. So yeah.
Okay.
Right,
Yeah.
So you end your turn in the midst of reloading one of the hand crossbows with a bolt, and that brings us down to Solgra.
Right. I'm going to dash at it. And my bonus action, I let out a blood-curdling scream, and I rage at it.
Oh, you're raging.
I am raging.
Okay. I just wasn't sure if you got if there was something else forgetting about your character sheet. I don't know if you could actually dash as a bonus action and an attack, but I figure you want the rage going down you, so it doesn't matter. Right? Yes. Okay. You've drawn its attention for sure. It looks down upon you, as down as it can, considering that you're also fairly tall. But it's got a good head or more of height on you, as it bares its fangs. And that is end of your turn, bringing us to Fernie Boss.
Woo. Well, I'm not exactly sneaky or anything, so I'm just gonna have to charge at it. But big boy axe.
Okay, so your dash is going to get you there, but you're not going to be able to attack this turn.
Right.
You've still got your bonus action available to you if you want to do anything for your bonus action.
Okay. I'll probably do that, yeah.
All right, so you're now in range, much like Solgra is. You're not. Neither of you are stood right next to it. There's definitely some space between you and the Tanaruk, so you could both sort of. Well, actually, Solgra's already raging, but I'd recommend that Fanny Boss maybe readies himself up. maybe takes a fighting stance, prepare for a fight. Alright, so that brings us to the end of Fanny Boss's turn, and now it's the Tanaruk's turn. So the Tanaruk looks directly at Solgra, and also while keeping an eye on Fanny Boss, and it gets close enough to both of you. First off, it sort of leans in very quickly as it rushes you, and makes a bite attempt against Solgra, which will hit, and that deals 9 damage. So as it lunges down, it bites into your flesh, gets a good grip on you, and it turns swiftly to drop the greatsword on the dwarf, and actually misses. So, yeah, I believe since you're readied up as well, that gives you a chance to react against him for an attack of opportunity.
Yep. smack then.
All right, give that a try.
12.
A 12 will not make contact, unfortunately. So I was just trying to turn you up because you're a bit quiet. But I've already got you on. I've already got you on max.
Yeah, there we go. Is that
There we
better?
That's better.
Yeah, for me it is.
Yeah, I'll admit, it's moved the knob like a smidge. It's almost up max, but like I don't want it done at max either.
So the Tanaruk brings up its great sword and attempts to drop it on Fanny Boss, to which it's just too busy sinking its teeth into Solgra's flesh. He just can't quite get the angle right, and Fanny Boss attempts to attack back. Unfortunately, you make contact with the Tanaruk, but again, it's just very heavily armored, and it doesn't seem as if it felt that one. But that will now bring us back around to Gershaw.
Okay. Am I in range to move to the without using an action to the Tannock?
No, because you stepped back, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're on the ridge of the crater, so you'd need at
Okay.
least 2 movements to get in combat range.
Can I move, equip, and throw a dart or no?
Yes.
Okay, I move into the crater, in range of the Tannock, equip my darts, and throw one.
All right. Attempts to hit it. Roll for me.
$16.
And that will hit. So roll
Alright.
damage.
Four.
4 damage. Excellent. Do you want to describe throwing the dart for me?
So I launch the dart at the Tannock. It manages to hit its chest, breaking the skin slightly and irritating it. However, it doesn't go very deep and falls out almost immediately after contact.
All right. So as you do that, the Tanaruk lets go of Solgra and releases its grip where it was biting. And it attempts to move towards you, but doesn't get very far. So it's just... You can tell that you've drawn its attention, but it's not going anywhere.
Okay.
That brings us down to... who was next? That's Sharid next.
I have 50 feet of flight movement, so I can get there in one move.
Yes, you can.
Okay, I want to get within 10 feet of it,
Okay.
and then use a chill touch. Actually, no, sorry. I want to use my buff berry. I have symbiotic entity. It gives you plus 8 HP and plus 6 melee damage,
Oh, nice.
or 1d6 melee damage rather.
So that puts you up to temporarily... What's that? 29... No. Yeah, 29 HP.
29.
Yeah.
And then I'll put the crossbow away,
Cool.
and then use my bonus action to ready.
All right, you're looking good. The Tanaruk hasn't really paid much attention to you yet. It's got bigger fish to fry, as it would seem right now. So you're not in too much danger, I don't think, at this moment. I think that brings it to the end of your turn.
Yep.
Yeah, that is the direction, is it? Yeah, cool. So that brings us to Caporius.
So I'm actually somehow ended up quite far away from the beast now. if I'm
Yeah,
following correctly.
it's not it's sort of
Kind
just
of not interested in me.
yeah, it's like side on at this point. Like it took notice of you for a moment, but then it had two nice meaty targets directly in front of it.
How far away from me is it, give or take?
You're still on the ridge of the crater, so you'd have to make 2 lots of movement to get within range.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'm gonna start making my way towards it, however far I can.
Okay.
And then can I throw my hand axe as an action?
So what? Are you burning your bonus action to run? Can you do that on your? Oh yeah, you're a monk.
What?
Can you throw the hand
What's
axe?
that about the bonus? Yeah. So if I just use the movement and then use the action, use the hand axe as a range weapon.
Yeah. Oh wait, so you're not running up against it. Cool. Yeah. In that case, yes. I don't have
Then
I
I
don't
will
have the
attempt
stats for
that.
the hand axe, but yeah, go on.
So do I just throw the same things as if I hit him, or attempt to hit him?
Yes, but you'll obviously lose it and have to pick it back up again.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I'll allow that. I'll let you roll to lob an axe from a distance at him.
19.
That will hit.
Very nice. So I'll roll damage.
Yep.
Seven damage.
7 damage. That's not bad. Okay, so as you throw the axe, unless you want to describe it for me.